Well, welcome to our presentation. I'm sorry that I can't stand up. If I did, I'd have to sit down within 20 seconds. So if you struggle seeing me, just let me know. But welcome to today's presentation. It's how to build a people first chapter. And it will be presented by the Dane or the Madison chapter. But before we get into it, we wanted you to meet who the presenters will be because we figured you probably want to know who's speaking. So today we have the Madison chapter president, Chad Sobiek, who will be speaking to us. Yeah, yay, raise the roof. He will be taking us on the adventure. Oh, yay, listen to that. Yeah, we love it. And so Chad has been doing really great things in the community. He's been doing a lot of advocacy work. He is, of course, as I mentioned, the president of the Madison People First chapter. He is also part of the Wisconsin Youth Leadership Group. He was a counselor this past summer. Enjoyed that a lot. He has participated in Disability Advocacy Day, Disability Partners in Policymaking. You're a graduate of that. Yeah. So he's doing great things. And so he is going to explain to you what he has been doing for the last 2 years, which is building a brand new chapter. And it's not been easy, but he's been working at it. We also have some guest appearances. We're going to add one on there that we luckily found that we're going to do today. We have Nathaniel Lenz, you want to wave? He's a guest appearance. We also have Cindy Bentley, who will be a guest too. The director and founder. I will be speaking briefly. I'm Carrie, but I'm not as important as everybody else. And then we have some helpers. Oh, thank you. We have a helper named Dan. Dan, you want to wave your hands? He's very important. He's a member and the Madison chapter, and he's going to help us throughout the presentation as well. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Chad for him to start the conversation. I'm the quicker. Yeah.
So, thank you for being here today. We're gonna talk a little bit about what People First is, the building blocks to start your chapter, building the leadership team, planning the chapter's direction, lessons learned from the launch of the Madison chapter, kindness campaign and how you can get involved, and a fun activity to wrap things up. We hope you enjoy the presentation and have some ideas you might like to use to begin to strengthen your own chapter. Next slide.
You want me to put the paper there? Okay.
So, what is People First? People First is a statewide self-advocacy organization for people with disabilities focused on empowerment, inclusion, and independence. Starting the chapter, join People First Wisconsin. People First Wisconsin welcomes people with disabilities and their allies to join us. Let's start by hearing from the founder and executive director, Cindy Bentley. So, we were going to do a video, but we are deviating from the video to let her speak.
Because we have the live thing.
We have a video thing, which is much better than a video. So, take.
So what?
I'll try to figure my little ice. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start with the history of People First. So people first started with Lisa Mills. She came. People first started over in England, and so Dr. Lisa Mills, thought that Wisconsin should have a people first. I should have brought the picture of the first me. I have a picture with all the members. Um, yeah. So Lisa Mills just thought we should have one, and people in Wisconsin didn't have a voice. You know, England started, and England's a lot different than Wisconsin. Believe it or not, I spent 2 weeks over there, uh, going around to their chapters, and they still are not. I don't know now if they are, but they were. They were still segregated over there. You know, they didn't like we're probably a lot ahead of them now than England is. They're but I just told them, they still live in segregated apartments, in segregated group homes over there, but I think we're getting better over here. But Lisa Mills had the idea that we just need to have a voice and speak up for ourselves. So Lisa Mills started People First, Mary Claire, out of their living rooms, and my friend Kathy. So from the copy machine, everything was out of the house. Then they decided that they needed to move to an office. So we moved to the Marion Center over on the south side of Milwaukee. Interesting place. But then we shared with the Down Syndrome Association was over there, special arts and all. So we got an office. Then they needed an advocate specialist, is how I got involved with this. Kathy says, you need to apply for this job. At the time I was pretty happy working in Marshall Fields, at least I think our daughter was. And Kathy says, you just need to do this. So I applied for the job, got the job at People First. Going on 27 years in the same job. I don't know. First time I've held down a job that long in my entire life of living, which is good. But it was a lot of the director's job came later, but first I came as an advocate specialist. I liked that because I didn't have to do too much thinking. Just go out and talk to the people in schools and that, and get. And then we had 17 chapters, and of course we can thank that to the good old COVID that took a lot of our chapters away. We had a big group in Madison at one time, but now Chad's is big, getting and building it back up, which I'm happy. I see all over all the chapters. So I have to go around the state. But we lost some big ones like Door County. We got, it's hard. So I'm thankful for the chapters I have. I think we have 10 chapters, about 10. And I got some in the works. Got a couple of schools that want to do it. So, and a couple more. I just want people to be speaking for themselves. And Tammy, you heard her this morning. I make sure that they know about voting, about what's going on now. We're in the dark ages again, but I don't call them dark ages. We're going to fight ourselves right through it, so don't need to worry about that. So one other thing I'm a fierce advocate. I put my members first, and then I am, as a director of People First, that didn't start till, I think I've been in that job, how many days, 10 years with Daniel? About 10. So altogether, that's it. Yeah, this is better. 10 years. And it's not you think it's an easy job being a director because somebody said to me, I want to be just like you and be a director. Well, it is not not what you think it can be for a person with an intellectual disability. I'm the first person with an intellectual disability that actually gets a paycheck, which is good, in Wisconsin. But there will be more leaders after me come in Wisconsin. I know they will be. You know, you want to be a director, ask Nathaniel what I have to do. So I have to sign checks. Well, actually, we do it the easy way. I love my job coaches that came up. Just get a stamper, because if I'm somewhere else and they need something quickly, like an invoice or something, they got the stamper with my name on it. It's a good way to doing it. Thanks to Kate Ryderhart, one of the office managers, right?
Yep.
So it's a nice job for me, but it's a complicated job because I'm here, there, you know. I'm everywhere in this. I think I've been around the whole state, I think. I travel a lot to Madison. But since COVID, a lot of things is virtual, but it's still good. Thank God for Zoom. I worked all the way through the COVID. So, and my members we have made sure our members, it was a very depressing time for our members because they couldn't go outside, they couldn't do anything. So we had, what was it called, Nathaniel? We would have
That
They-
member meetup.
member meetups, and then we would have people come in and talk about different subjects. Like we had Tammy in to talk about voting and speaker series. That's what that was called. And we had a movie night, which was good when we can get it to work.
Yeah.
If, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So we kept our members all, I don't know how long it lasted, but I think we were when they said we could go back to normal. I don't know what was that, 22 or 21 we got back together.
I think we already started getting back together in 20.
And we're not all the way back together. And I don't think we ever will be. We just have to now build new chapters because that's the way, you know, things. And who knows, but Chaz knows that I work fearless and I am not a person. I put my members first. They call me, I'm going to try to take care of it. You have to. You have to be there as a director. And if you see what I've been doing in the last 5 weeks, you know, from the director trying to get the, you know, newspaper, TV, all this stuff is not about me. I want people to know that that's because I'm the director. It's a hard job running people first. But I have 6 staff to help me, and then I have the chapters. And you know, we have a board. So my board president is Ginger, which is not here, but she's my boss. And then we have members at large. So I love what I'm doing now. It is tiredness. Put this conference, I think it's the tiredness of all of it, because we have to bring our equipment, everything up to make people, you know, give them something to do. But I'm very respected in Wisconsin, and actually statewide United States too. So, but I want you guys to know, people say, I want to be like you, Cindy. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be like yourself. You can be a director. You can be a director. It is hard work. I say make sure you have a job coach or somebody helping you. And I'm not going to say this, but people think we cannot do anything. I didn't think I could do this job, and I have a job coach. And matter of fact, I had so many job coaches because of this job, because it is a job that and Nancy's here now, she can tell you, it is a complicated job. And if they're not dedicated to it, oh, well, they stay maybe 3 job coach stayed, 1 job coach stayed 2 weeks and they never showed back up because I don't write very well. I don't type very well, and I need a job coach. So, but I didn't give up. Um, so, Ms. Samuel is going to talk about. What Samuel's going to talk about.
He's gonna be nice.
Okay.
I'll just take it when you're.
Okay. Thank you. This is a lot to talk about. It's a lot to talk about with with people first. It's
Yeah.
long, so I'm sorry.
Yep.
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, Carrie. It's long. I'm almost done, though. But I wanted to say, people think you want to be like me. It's not. Some days it's not a pretty job, and when you have to keep up with the politics,
Yeah.
I mean, and right now I'm about to pull my hair out. I didn't turn on the TV this morning.
Is that where all your hair went?
No, I keep it short. I keep it short because I don't have time to really. I have long hair, but I let it grow out. I'm not taking it personal. I used to have long hair, so I do sports and I work. I have enough time to get in the shower, so I like this, and then get out of the door. Now it's like tomorrow, or like when I get home tonight, I have to go. We have a legislature thing at Nicolay, and I think it's important that the legislators know that we're in a crisis, and we got people, and I'm just going to say this, and I'm almost done, that they're acting like children. They're acting just like they're supposed to be adults, and they got to remember, and you guys remember this. We're their bosses. We vote them in.
Yeah.
They need to act like adults, not kids. You know why our governor is set down because nobody doesn't know their the right hand to the left hand. Let's get with it. But it gives the director a heart attack because I'm trying to make sure my members are scared. The whole Wisconsin is scared. The people that love us, the caregivers and that, they're scared. So what do? We have this conference. You heard Tammy this morning what's been going on since January. And I've been in all those. And I sat on the Survival Coalition. And it has not been very good news. So I'm just saying to you guys, keep the fight up. If you guys call your letters, I call the president's office every week. And this week, I'm going to call him because of what I heard on the news yesterday. And I wanted to shoot something at the TV. But in that case, I'm a Ferris director. And I wanted you to know that be yourself. Anybody in this room can be the director. Just remember what you're getting yourself into. So, on that note, always believe in yourself. And if I call you on the phone, I call my members, and when there's voting season, I always say, get out of bed, go vote, and get back into bed. There you go. I'm done. Thank you. It was a lot.
So to bring it back, Cindy was talking about the state level. And so all of that stuff she does, we're going to talk a little bit more about the local chapters and what we do.
So, first of all, this is a lot off script, but I feel like I want to say this, so I'll take a minute to say it. But I'm so happy and honored to represent an organization with such wonderful people. I love everyone I work with. I appreciate you, Carrie. We kind of stumbled and bumbled to get this together, but I just want to thank Cindy for organizing this whole organization. It's been amazing. I will do. On that note, as you heard from Cindy, all members are welcome. the local chapters are really grounded in what's important in their communities, what they feel is unique to their community. Some of the most common things that come up are transportation. That was one thing for Dan, who lives in Cottage Grove, doesn't have the best access. So that was a big issue. Um, we have chapters throughout Wisconsin where members build friendships, share ideas, and work together. So we've really struggled in the beginning to really find people, but now we're assembling some pretty fine folks through networking and talking to people. So that's important. Some of them meet in person or virtually. Um, and this is important to know. Our state office can help you. If you don't have a chapter, Cindy will be glad to help you in direction if you have any questions or concerns. But we're really trying to grow the chapters, and that's what we wanted to present here today. Is that not always easy, but like we hope to eventually get from the smallest towns to the biggest cities. We hope to get chapters started.
When you first start one, nothing's better than not having food.
Right.
So if you say you're gonna serve food, you'll get your chapter going.
So
Honestly, not true. That's how we got there. We got pizza for them.
yes. On that note, we will turn it over to Nathaniel to talk about the virtual chapter, which I hope some of you will join.
So a virtual, yeah, yes, please. Thanks, Cindy.
Yeah, that's an accident.
I'll help you.
Oh.
The accident wanted to happen. Not on purpose.
Oh, no.
Okay, I got it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So an online chapter is on your is a meeting. Oops. Oh, it's okay. So an online chapter is a meeting that is through your computer on Zoom. All chapters are invited. We meet once a month. We meet either one Tuesday or one Wednesday each month, usually around 6 p.m., folks. So everybody comes home from work, and then you can get some supper, and then you can join the chapter, the meeting. Yeah, yeah, you can eat supper yeah, it's a relaxing meeting. It's not like yeah, it's a relaxing meeting. And then we talk about the legislation updates. We also talk about Medicaid, and we also talk about activities in your area. So what I do is I gather all the information updates during the week, during like the first 2 weeks, and then I will make a PowerPoint to describe what activities that can be in your area. So it's visual aids that we're doing. We're doing plain language. We're bolding the main topics. So come on. And again, everyone is welcome. I usually send out the Zoom invite a week before, and then the Monday of, I'll send another reminder if you got the Zoom invite, and we go from there. And if you have any questions, please contact me or Cindy Bentley. We'll take teaming on this project. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Thinking of, statewide.
Right.
Are they allowed to, like, let's say I have members that live in Fond du Lac County, and then I have members that live in like Winnebago County, and like Outagamie County and
Are they able to join the virtual chat?
Yes. Yes. All.
Okay, so I
Yep. Yep. That's what we're trying to do. Yep. That's what. Yep. That's. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So what's happening is I would just send out, like, if someone says, if you give me, if someone gets an email address from me, I'll get it and I'll just send them, I'll add it to the Zoom invite schedule or whatever platform we have available for them. Because if you, yeah, okay. No, I'm good. Exactly.
But then I think was your question more like if you wanted to start just an overall like all the people in your organization want to come to your own virtual chapter, you could have your own virtual. Well, what I was
Or
thinking,
do you
of-
want to join his?
no, what I was
overall?
thinking of, because you were talking about like transportation and
Yeah.
right. What my vision is like if he's gonna hold a virtual chapter, how can we get that virtual chapter information out to gain new members?
Exactly. Outreaching. Yeah, yeah, I can do that. Exactly. Y- Correct.
They could be on Zoom.
Yeah, and I think Anne actually does it with meetings, like monthly meetings. Yeah, 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 exactly. But oh, that's good.
In Wisconsin, how we can promote the virtual. like,
Exactly.
And if there are local chapters, because that's what I'm afraid of, like, right now, is like, if there is local chapters, like, is everybody aware of it? Like, in that area, because like, that's what I'm trying to figure out how we can promote.
Well, maybe it's possible that afterwards, Nathaniel, you can connect and you can get,
Give me and Nathaniel connect.
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Your information about getting, and then, is that okay?
yeah, we're fine. Yeah. Yeah, go on.
Sounds like you are needed for.
You want-
So it sounds like after the meeting, if you're interested in obtaining the virtual information, Nathaniel will be here and he'd be happy to provide you with the information so that you can get signed up. How's that sound?
And there's one more thing. We have another thing started. Ben Potensi, which is right there. We have a youth, if you have any youth in your area, Brown County too, whatever. Right now, we just started meeting in Milwaukee. We had our first meeting. Ben is 18 and I just, years ago, 3 years ago, I said, we need a youth chapter. That's for the youth because they think differently than adult would think, okay? So we are gonna get that off. So I think we will do a little virtual too. Right now, we just been meeting with Milwaukee because we're kind of small. So Nancy, how many do we have so far? Was 5 or 6 of them? Right. So we want to we'll be the first one in Wisconsin to have a youth. We never thought about it, but 3 years ago, I said, you know what? We need a youth, talking to Ben, and when Ben was younger, and then he turned 18 this year. We do need a youth chapter. They talk about different things. We had to cancel the youth thing. I had to go to a funeral, but they were writing letters to the legislature, teaching them how. So they were still going to do that. So we started with some letters to the legislatures, and I think what's the age group going to be? Is it 16 to we don't age? It can be as they're getting out of high school I guess before they get 21, I think 18 to maybe 30, and then they can move into the adults area. So that's my goal, and that's my goal, Ben's goal too. So this is the young man right here, Ben. So are you seriously? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, that's why I brought that up. So people-
Okay. So we're gonna move along. We have got a little bit more topics to cover here, including how to build the chapters. So here we go. Chad, you want to finish up?
Yes. I know that was a lot of information. So to wrap up what we've heard, the mission promotes advocacy, messages of inclusion, respect, and empowerment for people with disabilities, focusing on what people can do rather than what they can't do. So, do you want to start one in your community? So, we are going to talk about how to do it. Begins planning the kickoff meeting. The very first step is to plan a kickoff event, and this is how you do it. Step 1. Contact Cindy or the state People First office to plan the event. Discuss your interest in starting a chapter with Cindy or her assistant. They will all
I'll show you, Nancy is, because of her son, she does the job. I'm the office manager and I'm the director. So it's fine. It's how it should have been. People First is supposed to be run by people with disabilities, so director just has more, so just contact me.
So just contact
Yeah.
Cindy. Um,
Send you over to Nathaniel.
she will help provide guidance, support, and access to resources. You must begin planning together with state backing. Step 2. Then we have the kickoff event. Together, you will determine the date, time. You will determine if Cindy will travel or be present in person or meet virtually. You will need to find the location. Then with the help of the state chapter, you will need to identify who to invite and who will promote it after that. Yes.
If you say you're gonna, you get them. We had 20 people at one time. We were starting a group, and then Nancy went down to, where was we? Down to Racine. The last one we started, where was that at? We made some chicken and whatever they came. Yeah, but the other one after that went up. Oshkosh, and we had, guess what? We had chicken. We paid for it. So we will pay for the food is what I'm saying. It's in our budget, so you don't need to have any money. Just tell me what you guys are gonna eat and then we get it.
Awesome.
Long as it's not steak or lobster. Okay?
So
How did we go?
just because we have a lot to cover. That's okay. Don't be sorry. It's okay. Step 3. You will need to prepare an agenda. Why do you want to prepare an agenda? An agenda sets clear expectations, helps everyone understand the purpose, goals, and structure of the meeting up front, and foster a team environment. You will not be selecting officers at the first meeting. Instead, wait 2 or 3 meetings to get to know everyone, or to give everyone time to get to know each other. Step 4. To start a People First chapter, focus on building a strong foundation for self-advocacy by first understanding and defining what People First means to your group. In the initial meetings, focus on education and connection. Focus on a team environment. Use this meeting to gather ideas for your structure and activities. Develop team spirit. Work on building a sense of team spirit among members. Discuss the roles of the leadership, president, vice president, and secretary to start gathering interest. So you can that's all. So you may be wondering if you vote for the leadership team at the kickoff meeting. You do not vote at this initial meeting. Gather interest. The advisor will assist with gathering bios and then share the bios to the rest of the team. You will want to have the leadership team voted in by the third meeting. You will need a president, a vice president, a secretary, and a technical advisor. So let's talk a bit more about how to build the leadership team. Final steps to build your leadership team. 3 leaders will help the group stay organized. Make sure the meeting runs smoothly. Keep track of goals and progress. Give members someone to go to with questions or ideas. Share responsibilities so no one has to do everything alone. Encourages teamwork and shared decision making. To begin, you will need to gather interest. Ask, who is interested in helping lead the chapter? Then you will need to provide the biographies to be described to the group. Aim to elect the board no later than the third meeting. This gives everyone time to get to know each other, encourages thoughtful leadership choices, and time to review the bios provided. So what is a biography? A biography is a short paragraph that tells others a little about you. That's okay. What to include in your biography? Your name, where you are from, hobbies or interests, achievements or things you are proud of, why you want to be a leader in the chapter, any experience, jobs, volunteer work, or advocacy. This is your chance to get involved, share your story, and help lead the chapter. Technical advisor, who's sitting next to me. Every chapter needs an advisor, but it is important that the members make the decisions, are the ones in control, and are the ones in control. Now for the technical advisor, Carrie, who will share how to assist with planning. Now you get one for one.
So planning the direction of your chapter. I want to tell you that it's not something that's going to occur right away. You need to allow your group to have a lot of ideas, try a lot of things, but allow the group to grow. It takes patience, it takes a lot of fumbling, and it takes a lot of allowing people to express themselves in different ways. So, how do you plan this? What's that? And a lot of love. That's true. So, how do you plan this? I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Well, the one thing that we did is we took a solid, honest to goodness, 18 months. We heard everybody's ideas and we tried a lot of them. We did things like bird watching. We participated in the Disability Pride Festival. We did a community ice cream social in a park where a baseball game was playing. Chad rolled around with the ice cream. No one would take it. It was weird. We couldn't give away the ice cream. It was really weird. Yeah. We should have had hot dogs. That would have made more sense, right? Yeah, or fried chicken. We also met with community leaders, civic organization, different organizations. We had discussed meeting with Madison's has a lot of bike paths. So we had talked meeting with the local bike federation because they might be able to help us figure out ways to make the paths more accessible. We did a lot. But through that all, what we were really actually doing in that 18 months is simply getting to know each other and building a team. Once we built a more team and collaborative feeling with each other, we then were able to determine how we really felt. What was really something that was behind everybody's hearts? Yeah, the meeting with the civic leaders and talking about accessibility, yeah, but everybody kept coming to the table saying, the community leaders, so can't remember what they were, those organizations we went, but they were our local community organizations. Everybody kept coming to the table saying, you know, I need a safe place to land. And this is just the Madison chapter, so it's just how we felt. I need a safe place to land. Everybody kept coming in and saying, I'm tired, Carrie. We've been out there doing all this work. There's a lot going on. We need to just come and be with each other and decompress. So while everybody was still working on advocacy, we had to figure out what that looked like for us. And this is what we did. I'm going to have my friend Dan help me out. Sorry, I'm going to steal one. I'm going to steal one. Oh, it did? Okay. That's all right. Okay. No, no, just take those. That's it. That's all I need. Yeah, thank you. All right. Okay. So we met and we did what was called a facilitated conversation. And this facilitated conversation started with this piece of paper. Dan and Chad can attest to the fact that we sat in a local restaurant and we worked on this little piece of paper. What it is, just hand out one to each table if you can. Sure. Or hand out to whoever would like to be a technical advisor at your table. So this piece of paper has it has several sides. 1, 2, 3, and then you flip it over 4. We grouped off in pairs and we started by asking one question. And the pairs would write down the one question, which was, what do you want to accomplish? What do you care about? We started with the what. What do you want to do? This first page was only the what. And each group talked their whats and wrote it down. Then once we got done with the what do you want to do? We came back and we talked about it. And I took a big piece of paper and I wrote down everybody's ideas. We had some creative ideas, which we are implementing, which we'll talk a little bit about. One of them is a little different. I'm not sure we'll get to that. One of them that came out is starting a book club. So we're starting a book club. But then after we did the what, we opened it up and said to the next page, who do you want to participate in this? Who needs to be a part of this? So if we want to do a book club, who are we asking to do this? Turns out we need members. We need new members. So who is it that we're targeting? The other things that we talked about. So for example, if we wanted to do some advocacy on transportation, who do we need to advocate to? We need to get transportation providers. We probably need to get legislatures. We probably need to figure out what the funding is. So we need to figure out funders. So that would be your who. So we took our what, we started our who. And each of these small groups were independently talking through these questions. Then the third page became, okay, the who, the what. The next question that we asked ourselves was, the who, the what. How are we going to do this? How do we implement this? What do we need? That's a very, very important question. What do you need? Well, our group realized that we need funding. What we want to do requires money. That's what we need. We also need more bodies. If we're going to do a book club, we need books. If we're going to do a book club, we need a location. If we're going to do a book club, we need to decide a night. So it's the what do you need? Who, what, where? And the final thing was, in the very last page, now that your group has identified this is what you want to do, who's going to do it? Everybody needs an assignment. Everybody needs to pitch in. An idea is just an idea, but we have to implement it. So the reason why I'm handing out a simple piece of paper with nothing on it is I wanted to show you how simple having a facilitated conversation really is. It doesn't take any effort. There are many ways that you can implement that conversation. You can do a whiteboard, whatever the case may be. Then I did I keep doing that. As the technical advisor, while I'm talking about this, am I going the wrong way? Oh, I am. Is that what I did after we started with our question is we made sure that we came back as a group and everyone shared. Dan, you can attest to that. You shared, didn't you? Yep. Dan was in my group. We talked together. Let's see. I took a master piece of paper and I wrote down every single idea that people had. So we had the master list. You can do it on a chalkboard. You can do it on a computer, but the goal is to do something. Look for the themes. It was interesting what our theme ended up being, and Chad is going to talk to you about this. But through this facilitated conversation that just took an hour, we came up with this initiative that we implemented. It was because there was a theme. Remember I told you, everybody said, I need a safe landing. I'm tired, which led into an advocacy theme. Once we had our themes, we voted. Well, this is what I'm hearing. What do you guys hear? And they decided. So now that the group has decided, we've come up with our plan. And it is our plan for 2025, 2026. What I finally had to do, this is very important for the technical advisors out there, is that you need to summarize it and make sure that you get the information to your team. You cannot forget to do that. We've learned over the year that that is really important, that I get out something, whether it's one sentence or two, but I write down something and send it to people. This is what we said. This is what we're going to do, because it keeps the energy high. And the energy is really high right now in this group. So before we tell you about that, Chad and I want to have a discussion about the lessons we learned from launching the Madison chapter, because it hadn't been pretty all the time. Dan, you can come on up here because it's been hard. Dan's been a part of us all along too. Yeah. So let's hear some advice from the folks.
So I guess one of the things we really learned is it takes an incredible amount of patience. I think we felt like we were forcing ourselves into something that we never fully committed to. And then another thing we struggled with was consistent meetings. We were all over the place with meetings and location. That is one of the hardest things that will ever be in a chapter for people because of a variety of reasons. But it really takes a lot of patience. You have to be very patient. starting small, maybe even with that piece of paper that says, you know, who, the what, the where, having those conversations, maybe you give yourself a deadline or some kind of, even if you don't hit that deadline, like I'd like to do it by this time. It maybe gives you more motivation. Let everyone have a voice. Make sure everyone gets a chance to share. We all have great ideas, but a chapter is really a collaborative effort from everyone. So that's important. Staying connected between meetings, which I don't think is a problem for this group anymore, but it it seemed like at first we didn't really see each other like every sometimes couple months. Especially in the winter. We did a few things in the winter, but we have a lot more planned for this winter. So that's great. Try lots and lots of things. Being consistent with times is very important because we weren't very consistent, and it kind of caused us to be all over the place.
Times and dates, what's the result?
And now we're very successful. We have a direction, we have a path. We're doing a lot of different things. Like we're kind of catering to everyone in the group. Like we can all be part of the book club if we want. We can all be part of the kindness campaign if we want, which I'll talk about. Making sure that everyone knows when and where the meetings are, that's important. Making sure there's a place for something for everybody at the meeting. Always having officer meetings, meaning having at least the president and the technical advisor is important. I think there's going to be times where you don't have everyone, and that's okay. But I would you say at least the president and technical? Yeah. Plan some fun things together. This was another thing in our group about you can balance the advocacy. People first is about advocating, and you want to make sure you're doing something for advocacy or related to. But you can also plan some fun events with your group to just hang out and get to know each other. Regular meetings, don't skip a month, which we could put that in red because we skipped a lot of months in the first year. And consistency is the big key. That's all I have to say. I will hand it over to Dan for some more advice.
Well, I also think that transportation, you have to try to find a general location for everybody to meet where it's easier to meet people. But also the other thing is that when you are meeting as a group to have, do the advocacy part for part of the meeting, but then do some sort of social activity or plan to do something outside in the community and be able to make people realize that people with disabilities have a right to be out in the community. And like where I live in Cottage Grove, a lot of the buildings where I go and, try to go and get things from the community, a lot of the places don't have wheelchair access points. And I keep on telling people or the owners of the buildings that, hey, it would be nice if you would put handicapped access. in places where it's easier for people to get around in. And that's the way I do a lot of advocacy work, is a lot of in-person advocacy work.
My biggest thing is like in the winter, in a small town, I understand you don't have that much time to plow the sidewalks, but
Yeah.
you got to.
Right.
because If my legs are not on and stuff, I use that chair pretty every single day. And, you can't get through the snow that much. It gets stuck to the sidewalks and stuff like that, so I thinking that it should get like something going on with that, to help people like him and him and him and me. So we can, enjoy their transportation that way in our community when we have snow. And stuff, we're just like everyone else.
So that was actually one of our original conversations that never really stuck. Y-
The city planner, though.
Yeah, we did meet with the city planner and we talked about like what that looks like because I live in Madison, and even in Madison, a big city, there's medians I have to cross to get across the sidewalk, and what happens is when the plow goes through, it plows in the medians, and you can't get across. So, you know.
There's a program where it adopt a snow angel.
Okay. Okay.
Sign for people put in their yard that they need help clearing their sidewalk. So that would help with, some people who can't clear their stuff.
Okay.
That ain't able, so maybe activity could be sharing these with people.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be a good thing for your group. Give me
Yeah,
the resource center.
Yeah, I think so, because we have it terrible in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
We certainly do. I mean, snowplow, that's what they do. Their snowplow comes right through, and you have to climb over a blanket snowbank to get in the bus.
That's true.
So, mention the resource for that is actually contacting your city's Department of Public Works street division. If the city has to come out and plow the sidewalk, that business or property will get fined. And I guarantee you it makes a long-term difference.
Now.
We can hand her the mic if you want. Hand her the.
She is from Milwaukee and she has no plows that can get out to her because she's in Milwaukee. No.
The city, the department that Chad mentioned would help. Go ahead, Cindy.
Started word. Oshkosh,
I gotta get through.
Oshkosh. They had a problem, it was Oshkosh and, Oshkosh.
Here. Up here.
So with Oshkosh, what they did is they couldn't get to their Walmart. And so they, went to their county person in there, and guess what? because it was dangerous. They had to go on the freeway, they had to go up this thing, the high side, and we have some people from high. What they did is they talked their city or into wherever they were, and guess what? They got it so they could get into, they could go into Walmart. Cause they, Oshkosh, I've been there. You ever been to Oshkosh? Yes. Yes. So you know how
yeah.
their street, so their Walmart is, what's wrong with their Walmart was that they had to walk like where the cars were, and then if they got hit and stuff. So they changed it, now they got it so they can go right up the sidewalk, right into work. And so, and another thing, you can talk to the county, the county board too, because they give money to the, whatever they're gonna do.
Yep.
So I would say that you guys want to change that, I would say also, get your county board, accountable, because our Milwaukee County Board is not accountable at all, but we're working on it. So, I just wanted to let you know that part, I mean, there, we vote all these people in, not the county board, but we still are citizens of our city. And then we need to hold them accountable. If you don't speak up, nothing gets done. Now, I'm just gonna say to you, Tab, you guys, Madison is, I would never, I can't cross the street in Madison.
Yeah.
I can barely cross one in Milwaukee now because of how they got the streets. So Nancy always helps me anyway, if I need to be walked across, or somebody will help me. But when she's not there, it's so hard to cross the street where I am sort of. Because it's close to the freeway, right? And so I'm talking. And then if you live, I live on 3 borders, Sherwood, Milwaukee, and Glendale, and they all need to get together and figure out how you're gonna get across the street. I'm just standing. So I got a meeting to talk to somebody from our county. But we need to get it better. They make these sidewalks so that this, if you gotta get across, you don't get enough time.
Yeah.
They give you, what, 9 minutes to get across, and what if you are in a wheelchair? Oh, I'm just saying, can you, Gary?
Yes.
That's a big thing.
Yes.
And then, of course, the housing and transportation. And so, everybody that ends people first, that's their complaints. You know what I mean?
To just some questions at the end, but we have like 10 minutes. If you all want once, we gotta get through this. But so Dan is going around to pass out materials for a campaign that our chapter started. And it's called the Kindness Campaign. So what the Kindness Campaign is it's sending out thank you cards, letters of gratitude, emails, acknowledging and showing our appreciation for all the advocacy work that everyone has done over the past year in this difficult time. And what we were hoping to do is kind of bring some joy and just remind everybody that they matter, remind everybody that this is important, because I know we all feel discouraged right now. So this is an important initiative we're starting to spread awareness and kindness and just appreciation for everyone's hard work. So if you would like a card, we're going to have a oh yeah, the index cards are on the table where you can put either your addresses. If you're not comfortable doing your addresses, we can do email. We've gotten some email from people, so whatever you feel most comfortable. We're gonna send out cards to people that give addresses, and to emails we'll send something special for emails. But we just want to make sure everyone knows they're appreciated. So if you are, if you want to participate in this, we would love for you to do it. Anything.
Did you tell them what they're handing out to do? Can you explain why they're getting other things?
For the card.
The card making part?
Oh, so we thought you could make cards for someone special in your life or someone that does advocacy for you in your life or someone you would like to show appreciation to. So right now Brett and Dan are handing out materials and Nathaniel to make thank you cards.
So what you're getting are either blank cards, and Nathaniel's coming around with markers and stickers and stamps so that you can do thank yous that way. Brett is handing out cards that already say thank you on them. And so you don't need the stamps, but we're just asking if you would like to write a thank you to someone in your life to be part of the kindness campaign. Now you can deliver it today to your, whoever it is that you feel is important. You can take it home, but we thought we would offer that opportunity for you right now. And that actually ends our thing. So if you have any questions while you're working on your cards, we'd be happy to take them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crosswalk, because they might need to tweak the crosswalk, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, explain that to her.
Something that has been done in certain areas of Madison is they've changed the amount of time that the walk signal stays active so that people have more time to cross. There are things that can be done to make it safer.
Oh, Gary, I'm sorry. Good job.
You're amazing.
No, not yet.
Auntie.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget to fill out your comment cards and leave them on the table. We forget about that.
You
token
were
right
good.
now.
Once you guys are all done, you're free to scatter about the world.
This goes in and this is my new century thing.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Wait, one more.
And thank you, Cindy and Carrie. Carrie.
One more. Don't worry. It's my little, oh, wave. Cute, because I love Carrie. She,
To do the
we have to
surveys
have
for
a funny
Phil.
one.
Oh, I
Funny-
just what I announced.
Funny
I-
one. Geez. Life is to be
Yes,
lived.
sir.
The surveys for Phil.
Go ahead, say.
Before you run away, somewhere on your table should be a survey sheet from numbering from 1 to 5 on how we did on our presentation. So if you would please either circle or make a line. Phil really appreciates having those, so thank you.